Mother struck a multi-million-dollar lottery jackpot and summoned me home to divide the windfall. Upon learning this, my sister-in-law arrived, noticeably pregnant. I recklessly incited discord, declaring, "A married daughter is spilled water. How dare you vie for property with your nephew?" Mother sided with me. "My nephew shares no blood ties with mother. Whose child do you carry?" The other day, just as I returned home with my daughter, my brother followed close behind with a girlfriend. "Hello, elder sister. I am Lu Ruyan Zhongguo's girlfriend," she greeted with a warm smile, her effortless familiarity instantly putting me at ease. The entire family rejoiced at Zhongguo's new romance. Mother beamed from ear to ear, declaring, "This is auspicious. Double blessings for our household. First, the $1 million lottery win. Now our son's girlfriend. Surely the ancestors smile upon us." Witnessing my parents' delight, my heart swelled with gladness. "My dear daughter, let me transfer 1 million yuan to you first. Raising a child is no small feat, and I've always felt remorse for not providing more in the past." Scarcely had I settled when mother offered to transfer 1 million yuan. I did not demur. Who could refuse such a sum? As I prepared to thank mother, Ruyan interjected abruptly, "Don't family assets typically go to sons? Isn't inheritance meant for male heirs?" Though her lips curved in a smile, her eyes remained cold, sending a chill through me. Mother's countenance shifted, and her gaze toward Ruyan turned sharply wary. My brother had stepped away to make a call, leaving his stance unknown. After a pregnant pause, Ruyan seemed to realize her misstep. She stammered an apology. "I didn't mean it literally. I've just read so many online discussions lately claiming that. Some sisters even say they don't mind forfeiting inheritance as long as the natal family prospers. I was merely curious. To make amends, please accept this bracelet I recently purchased." With that, Ruyan slipped a gleaming gold bangle from her wrist, market value, at least 30 to 50,000 yuan. Her contrition was sincere, and given my brother's age nearing 30, I felt compelled to embrace this hard-won sister-in-law with grace. "We'll be family soon. Such a gift is unnecessary. I cannot accept charity." But Ruyan insisted, pressing the bangle into my hand. Consequently, my parents and I developed increasing favor toward her. Mother whispered, "No one is without flaws. Perfection is a myth. Ruyan may be overly direct, but her core is kind," she added. I couldn't agree more. That evening, I took the bracelet to a pawnshop intending to sell it. "Ruyan may be overly direct, but her core is kind," she added. I couldn't agree more. That evening, I took the bracelet to a pawnshop intending to sell it. Planning to add extra funds before returning the money to Ruyan, I was shocked when the jeweler scoffed. "This is worthless. Gilded base metal, not pure gold. You can find these in dime stores. How could you mistake this for real gold?" My heart raced, my ears rang. Was this intentional deception by Ruyan, or had she herself been duped? Such thoughts plagued me. Upon returning home, I requested Ruyan's contact from Zhongguo. "She's the girl I've long pursued, don't provoke her," he warned. "Lose her, and I'll be a bachelor for life." I nodded, understanding silently. Soon, I added Ruyan's profile and discreetly browsed her page, discovering she worked at a jewelry store. A perplexing revelation. Employed in a gold shop, how could she not recognize a counterfeit? This confirmed her malice. She clearly resented her future sister-in-law. Yet I feared upsetting my parents, who adored her, until mother attempted another 1 million yuan transfer. "There was a misunderstanding with the first transfer, dear. Let me complete it today," she said, clutching her phone. As she entered the passcode, Ruyan arrived laden with packages. Seeing the phone, she blurted, "I'm pregnant. Grandchildren at last. Daughter, you'll be an aunt." Father dashed from the kitchen at the news. Together, they Ruyan like royalty, a stark contrast to my former status as the family's sole princess. Once doted on endlessly, I now felt a pang of sorrow. Had everything truly changed? Perhaps grown women are fated to lose their natal home, as the saying goes. A married daughter is spilled water, unrelated to her birth family. My heart heavy, I met Ruyan's icy gaze. Was it my imagination, or did she arch a brow at me? Before I could confirm, she offered a saccharine smile. "Uncle, Aunt, Sister Zhongguo. I'm newly pregnant. I hope we can wed soon, but first, I hope the family will demonstrate commitment. I intend to honor you as devoted parents and provide for your twilight years." No. Upon hearing Ruyan's words, my parents grew agitated again. My mother slapped her chest generously. "Now that our family is wealthy, we'll give you 1 million yuan as betrothal gifts. Additionally, we'll purchase a house outright and a car for you both. Whatever you need, we'll provide." "It must be grand." Ruyan nodded obediently. "Thank you, Mom and Dad. Can you transfer the betrothal gifts to me now?" "Of course." My mother picked up her phone to transfer money to Ruyan, but saw the password input page for my account. She entered the password and my phone dinged. An alert showed 1 million yuan had arrived. Rian asked in surprise. Mom, you transferred 1 million to sister? Yes. We treat everyone equally. If we give you 1 million in betrothal gifts, we must give our daughter 1 million too. If we buy a house for you, we must buy one for her. Every yuan must be split evenly, 50 cents for the son, 50 cents for the daughter. Whatever we spend on you, we'll spend the same on her. I stared at my mother in astonishment. She seemed to glow, truly loving me deeply and always being fair. I had worried that with a sister-in-law, my parents would favor my brother, but my mother's principles were impeccable. Rian protested. Mom's sister is married. Giving her money helps brother-in-law, not our family. Her children won't even take our surname. A married daughter is like spilled water. We'll be the ones to support you in old age. How can you rely on sister and brother-in-law? Seeing my parents unmoved and even puzzled, Rian turned to me urgently. Sister, as a married woman, you should know your place. How dare you compete for family property after marriage? Do you want to take from both your husbands and birth family? Have you no conscience? Before even marrying into our family, Rian had turned against me. I swallowed my anger silent. My parents wished for sibling harmony. I was their treasure, and so was my brother. I dared not utter anything that might disrupt the family. Noticing my forbearance, my mother pulled me into her bedroom. Darling, we don't favor sons over daughters. I won't be biased. But now it's clear Rian wants to monopolize what's rightfully yours. I'll give you more than the 1 million, another 5 million yuan. I want to divide the money clearly so she can do as she likes. Anyway, your father and I won't live with her after she marries. My mother was kind. When she learned Rian was pregnant, she treated her as family. Offering me 6 million meant she'd give my brother the same. I was moved. Thank you, Mom, but let's wait. Giving me money now might only escalate conflict. Let's observe a bit longer. Don't worry, the money for you will stay safe, untouched by anyone. My fairy mother. I couldn't help kissing her. Days later, a friend messaged me at dawn. Zhangxian, I sent you a link. Check it now, your mom might be getting cyberbullied. I'm not sure if that's her in the video. I frantically clicked the link. The video showed our family. My face and father's were pixelated, but my mother's profile was clear, unblurred. The title, Mother-in-law shows favoritism, gives 1 million to sister-in-law in my face. The 500-word caption, Kongsu accused my mother. My future mother-in-law is horribly biased. When I first visited, she humiliated me, called me dirty for being unmarried and pregnant, forced me to abort the baby, and said my sister-in-law was family while I was an outsider. They ganged up on me. It's so miserable being a daughter-in-law. Rian's victim playing went viral. Even with a pseudonym, the post sparked outrage. Most mothers-in-law are terrible. Abort the baby and leave it on their doorstep. How dare she call unmarried pregnant women dirty? Isn't she a woman too? Sister-in-laws are all sluts. Thousands of comments. Ruma insulted my mother and me. I didn't care about attacks on myself, it was normal online vitriol, but I couldn't tolerate abuse of my mother, who was perfectly fair. I commented, don't judge without knowing the whole story. Do you believe every word she says? Are mothers-in-law and sister-in-laws wrong to exist? Within 10 minutes, dozens of replies sneered. Yes, they don't deserve to breathe. Why haven't these creatures gone extinct? Daughters-in-law are always right. Mothers-in-law are all evil. You must be a sister-in-law, disgusting as always. I took a deep breath, heart racing. Their words were like invisible needles. I retorted. But the blogger is a sister-in-law with a brother. Doesn't she have a sister-in-law or mother-in-law? Is her mother not a mother-in-law? In a sea of angry comments, my reply stood out. Double standards emerged instantly. I'm a sister-in-law, but I don't meddle. My mom is a good mother-in-law, kind to my sister-in-law. I scoffed. Being good isn't for them to decide. It's up to their sisters-in-law. Their hypocrisy was painful. That night, Zhangguo brought Rian to our home. She presented ultrasound and blood test photos. Mom, Dad, this is your grandson. She smirked, showing them the fetus's gender. My parents exclaimed happily. Wonderful. Let's schedule the betrothal meeting for tomorrow. Invite your parents. We'll agree to any reasonable request. Rian purred, stroking her flat stomach. Then I want 1 million in betrothal gifts and full inheritance rights. Family assets shouldn't go to the sister-in-law. We can't benefit outsiders, right? My parents' joy vanished. My brother set down his phone, eyeing us solemnly. Rian has flaws. She's aggressive, sarcastic, and tries to wield power through the baby. But she's right. Sisters-in-law shouldn't compete for family property. In my circle, sisters always support brothers by buying homes and cars and caring for parents. Why should our family be different? His words chilled me to the bone, but I stayed silent, brainwashed into thinking I must prioritize my parents' happiness over my own rights. My mother staggered to her feet, voice trembling. Zhangxian is your sister. When we were poor, she funded your education. She's nearly 10 years older and loved you more than I did. How can you say this? I held her icy, shaking hand. Mom, I don't need the money, just be happy. She pulled me into her room, locked the door, and unearthed old documents. I stared in shock. Zhangguo was my late aunt's son, not my biological brother. My mother had raised him as her own after my aunt died in childbirth, moving us to the city to keep the secret. The truth lifted a weight from my shoulders. My mother hugged me. I plan to take this secret to the grave, but now, let's see how far they'll go. When we emerged, my father silently pushed food around his plate. Sit with me, darling, my mother said. As we ate, Rian slammed down her ultrasound. So, will you promise my demands? My brother added. Tradition says sons provide for parents. If you split assets with sister, we'll leave and make you childless. My mother coolly replied, eat, talk nonsense again, and all assets go to your sister. They glared at me, but I ignored them. Rian snapped. Fine. I'll abort the baby, you don't care about us anyway. I slammed my wankai. Have some decency. This is my parents' home. How dare you throw tantrums after using our family for clout and bullying my mother online? Now knowing Zhongguo wasn't my blood, I feared nothing. Rian tearfully clung to him. Sister, do you really want to ruin our family? Can you take responsibility if I abort the baby? Zhongguo glared at me venomously. I shoved the table aside. Then stop eating. We're full, stare all you want. If looks could feed you, that'd be a blessing. My parents nodded approvingly, emboldening me. I'd shield them from this chaos. Let the imposters rage. I'd no longer cower. My abdomen ached sharply. Mom, Dad, your grandson. Suddenly Rian clutched her stomach, wailing pitifully. My parents rushed to support her, eyes clouded with worry. My parents' hearts were too kind. Even a familiar stray dog starving at our door would stir their guilt, let alone a human like Rian. Sensing their concern, she shot me a triumphant glance, shallow and childish. My father insisted on rushing her to the hospital. I'll drive, my dad said hurriedly. My mother gave me a reassuring look. I'll get the money. 5 minutes later they departed. I planned to wait at home but froze scrolling through my phone. Rian's account had updated. Through the screen her venom seeped out. Let me tell you about my sister-in-law. The video was a collage of photos. Many showed scratches, burns, or abrasions on Rian's skin. Accompanying them was another 500-word essay. Yes, all done by my sister-in-law. She wants to monopolize her brother's assets, and has resorted to violence against me. She pushed me and I nearly miscarried. She covets every cent of her parents' money. How can such a vicious sister-in-law exist? The comments overflowed with abuse. I could picture her leaning on Zhongguo's shoulder, typing with delicate fingers, all while sitting in my family's car, my parents driving her to the hospital. Before even arriving, she'd already begun smearing me. I collected all evidence, then used my personal account to comment. Sister-in-law, why do you curse me? I'm your sister-in-law. Do you hate me so? My words were blood in the water. Sharks swarmed. Rian replied first. Sister, will you hit me again? I'm sorry. I'll kowtow to you. If you think my marriage stole your brother, I'll leave. You can marry him instead. Just stop beating me. Marry my brother? He was handsome but morally repugnant. Though my mother had reassured me, my chest felt as if lit on fire, ready to explode. Soon I was swarmed, torn apart by vitriol. Furious, I flung my phone aside. Half an hour later, my mother called in a panic. Daughter, come quick. Help. A violent crash cut her off, the line going dead. My heart lurched. I raced to the hospital. My parents stood at the entrance, bruised and bleeding, their phones shattered. Police surrounded them. Zhongguo and Rian cowered like soaked quails. Mom, I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional. My brother's been arrested. Please forgive him. He was only protecting me. Rian sobbed to my parents. I sprinted to them. What happened, Mom? We were attacked by Rian's brother, she explained shakily. He thought we'd mistreated her, so he hired thugs to threaten us for more betrothal gifts, a house, a car. It's a mess. So Rian's online victim play had misled her brother into attacking my father. I ground my teeth, itching to yank out her hair. Police presence be damned. Sister-in-law, I beg you, Rian knelt publicly. Don't send my brother to jail. He's my only family. Her theatrics were convincing. Zhongguo hauled her up, glaring at us. What's her brother done wrong? Why bully a pregnant woman? You want a grandson for free? Who do you think you are? If you don't release him, we're done. No more mom and dad. You'll be childless. Emboldened by him, Rian's gaze turned arrogant. My parents turned ashen, as if struck by grave illness. I knew it was time to act. I called the police, formalities be damned. Meeting the officer's eyes, I handed over evidence of Rian's defamation. Officer, I accuse Rian of slander and inciting online harassment. Her account was flooded with Thushin, people burning incense for me, sending photos of my funeral portrait. Such vile behavior deserved consequences. Confronted with proof, Rian paled. I didn't mean it. I'm pregnant. You can't arrest me. This is a family matter. She clung to Zhongguo, who shot us hostile looks. Slap. My mother struck him. Worthless fool. We're not your parents. We owe you nothing. Her voice trembled with fury. I've held on to this secret, but you've crossed the line. You're not our biological son. You're my late sister's child. Even my gentle mother had reached her limit. Zhongguo's eyes bulged like marbles. You're lying. Check your birth certificate, she snapped, ignoring her wounds. At home, she thrust the document into his hands. He and Rian went pale. Mom, you'll always be my mom. Zhongguo babbled. We'll split the assets equally. I promise. Rian will apologize and delete her account. She turned to me, tears streaming. Sister-in-law, I'm so sorry. I just wanted security in marriage. Please forgive me. Her act was Oscar-worthy. Gone was the arrogance, replaced by kittenish fragility. Zhangguo chimed in, voice petulant. I'm still your nephew. You can't abandon me. I sneered. Abandon? Weren't you the ones calling married daughters spilled water? Now you're suddenly family. His face drained of color, speechless. My mother declared coldly. No more greed. All assets go to Zhangxian. You're on your own. I've changed the locks on the other house. Prove you can survive without us. Zhangguo was a high school dropout. A gaming addict who'd never earned a real wage, surviving on my parents' 10,000 yen monthly pension. Now that support was gone. Ruyan shrieked, clawing at her hair. I'll have the baby, but you'd better fix this. Our lives depend on you. She stormed off, leaving Zhangguo staring like a man struck by lightning. My mother turned to him, voice icy. Leave. We're done. He collapsed, panicked. I have nothing. You can't throw me out, you raised me. I'll die here. My mother opened her mouth, but I interrupted. Driving him out might provoke desperation. Better to keep him trapped. Let him feel our indifference. He stayed, but my mother ignored him. No meals, no conversation, no shared secrets. I urged my parents. Keep your assets secure. Travel the world. Sell the house. They heeded me, consolidating their wealth. During their trip, I dealt the final blows. Mom and Dad transferred everything to me. The house is listed. Any trouble, and I'll call the police. Zhangguo raged, but I hung up. When Ruyan learned the news, she harassed him, but he snapped. This is your fault. If you hadn't started this sister-in-laws don't deserve inheritance nonsense, we'd have our share. Love meant nothing besides starvation. He turned on her, beating her until she miscarried. Already frail, she suffered permanent infertility. As the house sold, Zhangguo wandered, delivering food, flipping burgers, drifting from job to job. Once coddled, he was now penniless, unemployable, unloved. Ruyan cut ties, but he had nowhere to go. They'd burned every bridge, left with nothing but each other's bitterness. Karma is a mirror, it reflects what you sow. They'd reaped exactly what they'd planted.